Meineke in Bourbonnais opened its doors over 30 years ago in 1991 in the same location it's always been off the corner of Latham Drive and Route 45. What began as the place to go for mufflers and brakes soon turned into a full-service auto repair center after Bill took the shop over in 2006. Now Bill is celebrating over 17 years at Meineke on Latham Drive, and the shop is busier than ever. From full computer diagnostics to engine repairs, tires to tune-ups, oil changes, air conditioning, classic car repairs, and more, the list is shorter of what Bill and the crew at Meineke don't fix. And that's not much. So next time you have a concern with your car or truck, call the friendly folks at Meineke on Latham Drive in Bourbonnais or make an appointment online at Meineke.com. Meineke, doing car care right. For over 30 years in Bourbonnais. Welcome to Kankakee Podcast News. I'm Jake LaMore. This week's episode is brought to you by Nana's Bakery and Cakes on Broadway and Bradley. It's more than just cakes and cupcakes. It's the perfect treat for every occasion. Here are your local news headlines from this past week, with today being Friday, April 12th, 2024. A dramatic high-speed chase last Friday, April 5th, involving a stolen SUV ended in multiple collisions and the arrest of 25-year-old Bryce A. Mixon of Chicago. According to a press release from the Kankakee County Sheriff's Office, the Tri-County Auto Theft Task Force agents spotted the stolen vehicle in Moments, prompting a pursuit that traveled several towns. Mixon, wanted for felony warrants, collided with innocent motorists before being apprehended near Peatone. Following public tips, a Bourbonnais man and a Chicago man were arrested on alleged drug and weapons charges after a multi-agency raid on a Bourbonnais home Tuesday. The Country Herald reports the raid was conducted by KMEG, the U.S. Marshal Service, the ATF, and the Kankakee County Sheriff's Department. The operation targeted 37 Berry Lane on Tuesday. Approximately 2,200 grams of suspected cannabis, 143 grams of suspected THC wax, 28 grams of believed cocaine, MDMA, and 4 handguns were seized. 29-year-old Luis G. Oliveira of Bourbonnais and 25-year-old Christian Alamanza of Chicago face multiple charges. Oliveira's documented affiliation with the Latin Kings gang underscores the community's role in combating illegal drug trafficking and weapon possession. Shots fired led Kankakee police to 1100 West Jeffrey Street on Monday around 7:15 p.m. According to police reports, the suspect was detained after a foot chase matching witness descriptions. A 10mm firearm was found hiding in the bushes on South 8th Avenue. The suspect faces charges including aggravated discharge of a firearm and resisting arrest, taken to Jerome Combs Detention Center for processing. Kankakee City Police returned to that same address on West Jeffrey Street on Thursday with a search warrant. Police reports indicate evidence was collected, leading to the arrest of a 22-year-old male for firearm possession. Additionally, a 16-year-old was arrested for firearm-related charges. Kankakee Police Department extends gratitude to the community for their assistance in resolving those cases. A home invasion on Levasseur Avenue in Bourbonnais left a resident injured late last Sunday, April 7th. The Country Herald reports 33-year-old Justin M. Jacks of Chicago Heights and 31-year-old Megan A. Green of Kankakee were arrested. Jacks faces charges including home invasion and causing bodily harm. Green was similarly charged. Both were held at the Jerome Combs Detention Center on $100 bonds. Kankakee County Crime Stoppers are offering a $2,500 reward for the information leading to the whereabouts of Benny Stroud III, who is wanted in connection with a homicide that happened on February 11th earlier this year. Stroud is approximately 5 feet and 10 inches tall and 170 pounds and is considered armed and dangerous. Citizens are urged not to approach him but to contact Crime Stoppers or local law enforcement if seen. Tips leading to his arrest are eligible for the reward, with anonymity guaranteed. According to the Country Herald, a collision on Route 50 near 12,000 North Road in northern Kankakee County led to 4 people being hospitalized. Illinois State Police reported the incident near Mantino occurring before 11:30 a.m. on Saturday, April 6th. A SUV crossing Route 50 was broadsided by a northbound pickup truck, resulting in minor injuries to all involved. This was the same intersection where an accident occurred a week prior, killing a grandmother and her granddaughter from Wilmington. Several Manteno citizens are speaking out to state and local government officials to do something to make Route 50 and County Line Road in Manteno a safer intersection. A Kankakee man was arrested for aggravated battery and armed robbery on Tuesday. According to Kankakee police reports, the 39-year-old male allegedly threw a chunk of concrete at a store cashier, stole 2 bottles of vodka, and fled on Monday. The injured cashier was hospitalized. Police identified the suspect from surveillance footage and apprehended him during a traffic stop on Tuesday, where a stolen vodka bottle was recovered. A convicted murderer was sentenced to 75 years in prison in Kankakee County Court Tuesday. 39-year-old Corey Williams has been sentenced to 75 years in the Illinois Department of Corrections for murdering Antonio Allen in December of 2020. Williams was convicted of first-degree murder with a firearm and being an armed habitual criminal. Those convictions carried 40 years for murder, a 25-year enhancement for using a firearm in the course of the murder, and 10 years for being an armed habitual criminal. The Kankakee County Sheriff's Office is seeking information regarding the whereabouts of 28-year-old Kelsey L. Morrow of Bourbonnais, who was reported missing on Friday, March 29th. Morrow is described as approximately 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighing around 215 pounds, with brown hair and blue eyes. Anyone with information regarding her location is urged to contact the sheriff's office. Those who prefer to remain anonymous may call Crime Stoppers at 815-93-CRIME. Manteno Police Department is also asking for your assistance in locating a missing person. In a Facebook post from Thursday, Manteno police say 17-year-old Anna Ploskonka has gone missing from her grandmother's house. Last seen Tuesday, April 9th at 9 p.m., Anna is presumed to have run away. Evidence suggests staging her room to appear she was sleeping, a missing backpack, and her pet cat. Anyone with information should contact Manteno Police. Kankakee city leaders face a daunting task with a 2024 budget currently showing a $2.7 million deficit. The Daily Journal reports that Mayor Chris Curtis hints at potential recession concerns, considering lowering projected sales tax income from $5.8 million to $5.5 million. Notable budget factors include loss due to Governor J.B. Pritzker's repeal of the 1% grocery tax and funding allocations for the Neighborhood Stabilization and Economic Development. The administration aims to finalize the budget by mid-June, awaiting updates from Springfield. Manteno's building official Ryan Marion has been appointed to fill the unexpired term of Ray Fairfield in District 6 of the Kankakee County Board. The Daily Journal reports the board voted 19-4 for Marion, who aims to contribute his government experience to the community. Despite a few voting against due to a potential conflict of interest, the appointment stood. Marion will officially join the board after swearing in later this month. Fairfield resigned from the board this past February. The Bradley Village Board is set to award a $3.21 million contract to Tentco Excavating for earthwork on the $45 million Bradley Sports Complex development. The project, which anticipates 3,000 visitors per weekend during the sports seasons, includes a 12-diamond youth baseball softball complex. The Daily Journal reports site preparation is expected to start before April concludes. Gilbane Building Company will oversee the project. Labor tensions resurfaced at CSL Behring this past week despite a recent contract settlement. The Daily Journal reports United Chemical Workers Local 498C filed a grievance over the planned loss of 65 union positions. CSL cites regulatory compliance for the production line closure, while the union argues non-unionized workers should absorb the job loss. With no resolution in sight, tensions escalate as the union seeks an expedited grievance process to protect union positions. The job loss is set to happen May 21st. Rose Boutique in downtown Kankakee has announced they are closing their doors. Rose broke the news in a Facebook post this past Monday, saying their final day will be April 28th. The owners thanked the community for their support. Rose originally opened in 2022 as a lingerie store and expanded into selling clothing in the summer of 2023 on South Schuyler Avenue in Kankakee. The Merchant Street Music Fest, in a joint venture with King Music and the Dave King Memorial Music Fund, has announced the launch of the MSMF Music Education Scholarship. The scholarship will be awarded at this year's fest on Saturday, July 27th. The scholarship is designed to provide 8 free weeks of music lessons to the award recipients, who then have the opportunity to retain the instrument used throughout their lessons. The awards are divided into 2 categories, one for students entering grades 5 through 8 in the 2024-2025 school year, and another for those entering grades 9 through 12. Interested applicants can find the necessary forms at merchantstreetmusicfest.com and have until May 31st to turn them in. Merchant Street Music Fest will also be announcing this year's lineup on April 18th. Time now to find out what local events are happening in the area this weekend. First is our live music happenings with King Music on Broadway and Bradley. Use promo code KankakeePod at kingmusic.com for 10% off your order. Again, promo code KankakeePod at kingmusic.com for 10% off your order.
Welcome, music lovers, to the heart of Kankakee, where the rhythm of our city pulses with the beat of live music. This is Ben King, your guide through this week's sonic landscape of our vibrant community, proudly brought to you by King Music and the Kankakee Podcast. Picture this: the sun dipping below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the bustling streets. People of all ages, backgrounds, and tastes converge upon our local venues, drawn together by the promise of unforgettable performances. And now, let's take a sneak peek into this weekend's upcoming music events that'll have you tapping your toes and moving your feet. On Friday, April 12th, we got the Alan Lasky Trio at the Social 45 in Frankfort at 8 p.m. We got the John Weber Band in Bradley at the Bradley Legion at 7 p.m. Andrew Denlinger at the Fun Hub at 7 p.m. On Saturday, April 13th, we got Everingham and Pittman at the Artesia Brewing. That's in Thawville at 6:30. The Southside Social Club is playing at Curly's Tap and Gardner at 8 p.m. Also, King Music is running our custom guitar show and pedalboard show from 10 a.m. to noon. And right after that, we're doing a free jazz guitar clinic with Freddie Franken from Olivet from 1 to 2 p.m. It's going to be really fun. On Sunday, April 14th, we got Jake Willis at the Allianz in Dwight at 5 p.m. So everybody have a great weekend. So mark your calendars, spread the word, and let the music carry you away. Keep tuning into the Kankakee Podcast for weekly local music events. Until next time, let's keep the rhythm alive, Kankakee.
The Duane Dean Behavioral Health Center will be hosting Painting Through Pain with Parents tonight, April 12th, at the Leo Hassett Community Center on Main Street in Manteno. It's from 5 to 7 p.m. Everyone is welcome to attend. Tomorrow, April 13th, is the Late A Love Story presented at the Grow Center in Bourbonnais from noon to 4 p.m. Lunch is provided by the YWCA. Late A Love Story will be performed by Rachel Zola, who is currently traveling 754 miles from Chicago to Montgomery, Alabama on foot to stand up for injustices faced by Black Americans. Still I Rise will host a health and wellness fair tomorrow, April 13th, at the Kankakee County Museum in partnership with Congresswoman Robin Kelly. It's free to attend. The event goes from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. tomorrow. Child Network will host their annual Dueling Pianos fundraiser tomorrow night in Bradley at the Quality Inn and Suites. Doors open at 6 p.m. and the show starts at 7 p.m. You can purchase $40 tickets at eventbrite.com. And the Kankakee Economic Community and Development Agency will host a lead workshop this Tuesday, April 16th, at their new office on Court Street at 5:30 p.m. Attendees will learn the secrets of a lead-free home to help safeguard their families. Those are your Kankakee Podcast News headlines for Friday, April 12th, 2024, brought to you by Nana's Bakery and Cakes on Broadway and Bradley. I'm Jake LaMore. Thank you so much for listening. This Monday on Kankakee Podcast, we will be welcoming Bourbonnais resident Alexis McCullough to the podcast to talk about her very ambitious Eagle Scout project. Gold Star is kind of a nationwide monument or memorial thing. It's not just a local...
Yeah. So the monument design, like one of the sides is going to be like the generic Woody Williams Gold Star thing. Then the back, we get to customize it to be like our own for Bourbonnais.
Please follow and subscribe so you don't miss that episode and the ones to follow. Have a great weekend.